Hello.
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 Welcome to this third episode of Mafia Podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Congiu.
As a guest, we have Bethany. How are you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Bethany. I am currently living in New York City, and I'm excited to be here today with the Italians.
We are really happy to have you here, and it's a pleasure for us. You went to Ultra twice, right?
Yes.
25 and this year.
Yes.
This year, you also have the chance to work with a big dance page. But how did you start working with Brit House Mafia?
Through TikTok. He found me on TikTok, and he had never done a takeover before. So he reached out to me and he said, "Hey, I think you would be really good for a takeover. Do you want to do it?" And I thought about it because I wasn't sure about if I wanted to initially do a takeover. And then I said, you know what? I think it's going to be epic.
Do you know why did they choose you?
I'm also friends with the person who runs Brit House Mafia. So we had a friendship beforehand. But he said that he thinks that I would do a good job about talking to the camera and showing my life throughout the festival.
You said before, but how did you feel? More excited or more stressed?
Not stressed, definitely excited. I mean, it was such a fun opportunity. I had no idea what to expect. And I mean, it was insane meeting everybody at the festival, at Stamped. Brit House Mafia has a massive community. So it was incredible to meet everybody.
You met them in Miami, so
Yeah.
people reached you on Instagram and said you where to meet.
Yeah, exactly. I ran into people at the festival and at Stamped and some of the other events. And I also was messaging with them to meet up at different places.
Was it hard to manage everything?
Yeah, a little bit. I wouldn't say it was hard, but it's trying to post at the same time as you're enjoying the show and also service. The signal is bad on the festival grounds sometimes. So I'm trying to post, but nothing is uploading. It wasn't hard, but at times there were challenges in that sense.
Did you prefer living in the moment or actually capturing it?
I think it's like one of my biggest things is I want to live in the moment. But if that, sometimes I'll take out my phone and capture the moment, but I will never let it take away from my experience at the show. I will always put my experience first because I love the music. I'm there for the music, and the social media side is the second part of what I do.
So it's
Okay.
like a normal experience for you. Like
Yeah.
you went at the festival and just I take a picture, I take a video, and then I post it in this profile. But it's not like manage something different.
I like to just document my life as it happens, and then I'll just post it. So that was my big thing that
Okay.
I talked, I talked about before. I said I want to make it natural and just show my life.
Would you do something differently?
I mean, I wish I could have posted a little bit more real time, but because of the service, I didn't have the best posting, I guess live time on the day of. So I had to recap a lot of my posts after the fact. So the
Okay.
next day I was posting everything from the day before.
If you have the opportunity, do you want to do the same next year?
Oh yeah, and there's something in the works. There's something in progress this year.
Okay.
I can't say what
And
it is
it's a
yet.
secret.
Why you can't?
No, it's a secret. It's a secret. But
Okay.
there will be something
Okay.
else happening this year.
At least if it's in Europe,
No,
I might be guessing.
you might be right. Based off of the other things that I'm doing this year. And that's all I'm gonna say.
How was the atmosphere this year?
It was great at Ultra. It was awesome. It was nice because I knew more people this year than I did last year. So when I showed up, I would walk around the grounds and I would see people I knew. And I also have a lot of international friends. So people from Italy, people from the UK, everyone is there. So I'm meeting everybody for the first time that I only know through social media. So that was really cool.
Besides that, how's the weather?
Oh, perfect. Perfect. It was raining on Sunday at first, and then it stopped.
Was it better than 2025?
This year was better. They were both special for their own reasons. 2025 was my very first Ultra. So
Okay.
it was it will always be special to me. But this year it was different because I knew what was going on more than I did last year. Because I've already been, I knew people, I knew how it worked. So both years were great for different reasons, but I had a lot of fun this year.
And I think this year there were more surprise.
A lot of good B2Bs. Garrix, Alesso.
Back-to-backs, yeah.
Yeah, the back-to-backs. And then all the dubstep, which I know is a very much an American thing, but the dubstep was awesome.
Let's talk about not just Ultra, but also Ultra Music Week. How was the Stamped Records?
Crazy. So much fun. The highlights of my weekend.
How do you reach the backstage?
Brit House Mafia.
Of course, of course.
I knew a couple of the people once I was back there, which was awesome. There's a lot of New York people there. I got lucky. It was insane.
Other events, pool parties on Thursday.
Yes, on Thursday. Yeah.
And then Wednesday?
Wednesday, Factory Town. I went to Factory Town. That was good. It was my first time at Factory Town, which, if you don't know, Factory Town has 7, 8, 9 different stages or areas. It was crazy. There was a techno area. There was a house music area. So I saw Max Dean, Luke Dean, and so that was the house music. And then I saw Justice.
Wow.
Incredible.
Okay.
It's pretty rare.
And then Nova and Nico Moreno for the techno.
That's hard techno. Yeah.
It was hard techno,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the vibes were insane.
Went also in Just Space.
No, I didn't go to Space. I went last year to see Anima.
Okay.
Okay.
Last year,
And,
so
yeah,
okay.
but Anima and Camel Fat last year at Club Space. But this year, no, I did Factory Town on Wednesday, Stamped Pool Party on Thursday, and then Sunday after the festival was Steve Angelo and Cassian.
The after party, you know.
Yeah, after Ultra.
So
Yeah, they were good.
talking about Ultra this year, your favorite moment.
Favorite moment. Alesso Ricks, Alesso Martin Garrix.
That's your number one.
That was my number one, because obviously their set was going to be amazing, but I was also around all of my friends. We all came together for this set because we had been spread out around the festival grounds all day, but we all came together for Alesso Ricks, and they ripped. It was awesome.
I'm so jealous.
I might have cried during High on Life. I might have cried, but I think that is an appropriate reaction at that moment.
My favorite moment, you know what is, right?
I think I could I could
song.
guess your favorite moment.
Mine personally was the back-to-back with Eric Pritz with Swedish. That was pretty legendary, in my opinion. Not the whole set, but that moment, those 70 minutes were actually pretty crazy.
OG Swedish House Mafia.
Yes,
OG.
those
Yeah.
4 stars. Yeah,
So you watched the live stream from beginning to end? Good.
those different stages, the main stage versus the resistance. How's the vibe? What's the difference actually in genres and also the crowd?
So the main stage has a lot more production. So it has the fireworks and it has, all of that. But I think it's nice to go to some of these smaller stages because that's where you get the fans, the really dedicated fans of the artists that are playing, because it's very easy to just stay at the main stage all day. But people who actually are interested in other types of music will go to the worldwide stage, which had a lot of dubstep, for example, and Eric Pritz, he was at the Mega Structure, right? So he was
exactly.
over, and that was the great sprint from Alesso Ricks to Eric Pritz. We all ran from right after Alesso and Garrix's set. We ran to Eric Pritz to see him close at the Mega Structure.
Did they say, of course, in the live stream? So I switched it instantly.
You saw that? Yes. I was running. I was dodging people, and because Major Lazer came on after Alesso and Garrix, and I was like, I gotta go. I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I think you actually had to do.
But no, it's very fun to check out the other stages. I advocate for people to go to do that. Go side quests and check out the other stages. There's really good artists at the other stages, not just the main stage.
I saw that you stayed with Amel. How do you know him?
So he actually opened for Telecast in New York, and I met him then. So we've just stayed good friends since, and and he was at Ultra, and he did a lot of the Miami Music Week events for promo and for different outlets. So it was nice to run into him on Saturday, and we just had a day.
Lucky.
You like Amel?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you hear his new song with Matt?
No.
They just released a song today. You should go give it a listen.
Personally, I'm not a fan, so I can't talk about it.
No? Okay. Nah.
But it's not about the music, it's more the character. I mean, it seems like an artist who came randomly. I don't think it's really talented as they show, so that's why.
Fair reason.
How much money do you need for Ultra?
It depends on
Because
what you're
I
doing.
need to know. I need to know.
Okay. Well, if you book your hotel a year in
Okay.
advance, that's how you do it. Book your hotel months ahead of time. For my hotel for 5 nights, $800 for 5 nights.
800.
For 5 nights. Yeah. But
Okay.
no, for total. Which for Miami is
okay.
Miami is okay.
It's
'Cause
cheap
we all
actually.
split.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
affordable because
Oh.
I was with a couple of my friends and we split a hotel. So there's 4 of us in a hotel.
Okay.
Um,
Oh.
Okay,
But-
so you split them. Okay.
you gotta save up. But in terms of like when I was at Ultra, I kind of a mess up, but I didn't really eat when I was at Ultra because I was so excited to be there. So I had a granola bar in my backpack, but when I was at the festival, I didn't eat anything. Which again, I should have, but I was so excited that I wasn't even hungry and I wasn't even thinking about it.
Too much adrenaline.
Yes. And then in Miami itself, if you're going to go to clubs, which people do after Ultra, that's where it gets expensive because the clubs, 11 club space, everything is expensive at the clubs. But if you're going to, for example, Steve Angelo and Cassian, the venue is a lot smaller. So you're not going to have those crazy Miami prices.
So, are you going next year?
Oh yeah. I will be there. And I want to see
Okay.
both of you there.
No, next year, no.
We are still
You
think
know
about
my
it.
plan. You know my
I
plan.
know. I'm trying to convince you to go, not 2028, but 2027.
Do you know anything, inside the industry, if that's something that might happen?
Next year for Ultra?
Yeah.
So much can happen in a year. Not yet, but maybe in a couple of months. I think all of the artists right now are preparing for Tomorrowland.
Yes. For the
Right, because
summer.
it's 99 days away. But I'm not counting.
It's too far.
I'll be watching from right here, from right there. I'll be sitting there.
No, I think in 2027 it will be Tomorrowland.
Same.
Really?
That's my goal. Yes, in 2027.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Now, generally, how is the club scene in New York City?
So there's a divide. There's the club scene and the rave scene. The clubs is where, you have the bottle service, you have the tables, you have the promoters, typical club. But you have the rave scene, which is Brooklyn, Warehouse, grungy, and that's where you find more of the real music or more electronic dance music fans. Sometimes, especially at Nebula, for example, all of the progressive house artists go and get booked at Nebula. So all of us real music fans, we all have to go to the club, which
Okay.
is totally fine. But we would prefer to go to a venue in Brooklyn where it's not as, just the club
Yes.
dresses and heels and dressing up, right? Like we're more about the underground kind of vibe.
Is there a dress code?
Yeah. For the clubs, yes. Yeah. You have to, they won't let you in if you wear certain things.
Mhm.
So sneakers, you could get in, but they have to be nicer sneakers.
Smart casual,
so-
like a shirt.
If you were to go to Brooklyn, there's no
Mhm.
there's no dress code, but in Manhattan at a lot of the nightclubs, that's where there's a dress code. Like
Okay, so it's more
maybe
strict. Okay.
collared shirts, like nicer shirts. So it's interesting.
So more in downtown, actually in Manhattan, and not maybe in Brooklyn and outside.
It's more formal in
Okay.
Manhattan than Brooklyn.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
More for the business core.
Yeah. And Pacha is opening in New York. So here's an insider. I'm wearing a
Ooh.
sweatshirt, but I'm running there tonight. So I am going to run 6 miles over to Pacha tonight because I want to see what it looks like. So I'm going to be posting about it later to see the progress of the building.
Nice, nice. No, it's not really that different than Milan because I'm in Milan,
Yeah.
and the more center is more for the business part, the fashion, and so there are clubs that need their dress code, and also like you said with bottles and everything outside. That there are more not really clubs, like more some events. You can also make different music. It's actually a different culture in Italy nowadays, and it's not really in the electronic music. So
Milan isn't?
not really. It's more like trap, hip hop.
Yeah.
So also in the major cities. So yeah.
Where in Italy has the music? Like where do you guys go?
We go
Festivals.
mainly at festivals, or
Just festival.
if artists are come here in some clubs, but
Few times.
not a few times,
Yeah.
like once a month.
I'm so shocked to hear that because I take it for granted living in New York every week. We have huge artists that come here and it's so easy for me to go to shows, but I did not realize how difficult it was for you.
It's because of the culture, because majority of people in Italy don't listen to this kind of music. So
Boo.
it's very rare also to know anyone who listen to this. Also, I met Congiu online, not on festivals, also the other part of the group. If I have to know anyone here, they listen different kind of music.
But it's fault also to disco because they didn't play house, just trap and reggaeton. Stop.
Mhm.
That's it.
Right.
Those genres, yeah. Or also remixes of Italian songs.
Ah.
Come si balla.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, that's actually
That's my favorite. I love that song.
crazy, you know
No,
that.
no, no,
Crazy,
no.
you know that. No,
No,
When
please, no.
it's not that good.
when I studied in Florence, that song was on repeat everywhere we went. And I know it's probably really annoying for you, but for me and my American friends, we love that song.
I never watched Sanremo Festival, so
Maybe you know Sanremo.
Don't know it.
it's
No?
a Italian
Italian
festival.
song contest, yeah.
Yes, indeed, dove si balla
Yeah.
is at festival.
Oh. Hmm.
I don't like these songs.
No.
I hate them.
No.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Italian songs nowadays are not that good as in 60s, you know,
Yeah.
those old songs.
Who's
There are also the Italo disco in the 80s that were actually good songs, but
in the
they
80s?
they don't make those kind of songs still today.
Who are your favorite Italian DJs?
I can say myself.
Good. It's good. Self promo. I love it.
I don't like Anima
Okay.
because I saw at Untold Festival, and but maybe in the Gabri Ponte in the golden era, maybe.
Fair.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
I saw twice in a small club in Modena.
As Italian artists, there are also Medusa, Parisi.
Medusa.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Those the names that we actually also like because of
Medusa's
other-
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
love.
I know them personally because are near from me. So also a remix I did yesterday of the last song they made. So
Ooh.
Oh, what music is popular in the USA right now?
What is popular? Well, it depends, I think, on what part of the country you're in. I mean, the US is massive, but when you go to the South, that's where people like country music. I'm just saying broadly, right? A lot of people like country music in the South. You might not have a big electronic dance music scene down in, let's say, Tennessee, but in the Northeast, I mean, you have, because you have Boston, you have New York, you have all these big cities where all these big artists come to. That's where you'll find a lot of it. But it's hard to say what's popular now. It would more so be who is popular. Like, I mean, a layup would be Disco Lines. People just generally like him. Do you guys know Disco Lines?
Not really.
No.
Okay, interesting. So he's just like a house music DJ, but
Ah,
he's
just
very
one, okay.
much like pretty face kind of DJ. Like they call him a TikTok DJ
Ah,
because
okay.
they call him a TikTok DJ, but everybody likes him. A lot of young people like him because he puts on, I guess, a good show. He's not my cup of tea. I don't really listen to him, but people like him. People obviously like John Summit, especially because John Summit has been making so much wider of a range of music, dubstep, drum and bass,
Yeah.
house, techno.
Lately.
It's awesome, and that was something that I also took away from his Ultra set because he did a lot of everything, which I love because my music taste is everywhere. I love it all. I love techno, I love drum and bass, I love house. So it's nice to see John Summit diving into those different areas.
Did the experience change your perspective?
At Ultra,
Yeah.
I've always had a good perspective of what music festivals and what the music is like. But I think for me, the biggest thing is the people I meet, because the people that you're around and that you get to experience the music festival with will totally change your experience at when you're there, right? When I got to be around all my friends and people that I just met, who now I'm still talking to, like we're all still connected. It's really incredible. So I would say, yes, in that sense, my perspective changed. It was nice to experience the music festival with new friends.
Nick, do you want to add anything?
Nothing actually. Okay, so we can go to the next part, which are the games.
Are you ready?
So
Okay.
you have two games. It's the this or that. So you have to choose between firstly on DJs. We name two DJs and you pick one to the last one.
The first one is DJ edition. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Hardwell or Eric Prydz?
Hardwell.
Okay.
That's controversial.
Okay.
I knew you would hate that answer. I
Because
knew-
for me
Hardwell-
it's like
I know.
my top three artists.
I know. I'll explain. Hardwell has always been a day one for me. He was one of the people who got me into the music. So he'll always hold a special place for me.
Okay.
Eric Pritz is a legend, but that was a really hard question.
And it's just the beginning.
Exactly, because there are names.
Hardwell or Afrojack?
Hardwell.
Hardwell or Skrillex?
Hardwell.
Hardwell or Alesso?
Why would you do that to me? Alesso.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alesso or Tiesto?
Alesso.
Alesso or Anima?
Alesso.
Alesso or Armin van Buren?
Alesso.
Okay, that's good. Alesso or Fisher?
Alesso.
Okay.
I'm getting the approval.
It's
I don't
good.
know
It's good. That's good. That's good.
Alesso or Charlotte DeWitt?
Alesso.
Now it's different.
Now that
Okay.
you're ready.
Alesso or Calvin Harris?
Alesso.
Alesso or Deadmau5?
Alesso.
Alesso or Zed?
Alesso.
Alesso or John Summit?
Alesso. I know I'm giving you so much to work with here. Listen, you picked my two top artists, Alesso and Hardwell. So
Alesso or David Guetta?
Alesso.
Alesso or Swedish?
Swedish.
Swedish.
Mm.
Okay.
That's where
Last one.
I think
The
this is
last
where
one,
we-
but not least, Swedish or Martin Garrix?
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna end with that, and I really hoped you didn't. I really didn't want you to ask me that.
That's hard.
Guys, This is the hardest thing that I've had to do all day, I think.
For us, he's speaking to you actually.
I, Martin Garrix. Since I already answered Swedish House Mafia, I would love to make sure that I show my appreciation for Martin Garrix because he is amazing and has a special place.
Is it your favorite artist?
No, my favorite, I would say top 3, Hardwell, Alesso, and then Swedish House Mafia falls somewhere in the mix of my top 3, but also so does Garrix. So they all kind of shuffle depending on my mood, I guess.
Okay, now it's time for
The second part, the
Songs,
EDM songs.
Titanium, Reload,
Reload.
or Spaceman,
Reload. That was I love both. Reload though.
Reload or Greyhound,
Reload.
Reload or Strobe,
Reload.
Reload
Oh, top.
or Don't You Worry Child.
Oh man. The question I would need to ask is if I'm hearing it live. If I'm hearing it in person at a festival, Don't You Worry Child. So I'll go with Don't You Worry Child.
Okay, Don't You Worry Child or Opus,
Don't You Worry Child.
Don't You Worry Child or Mammoth,
Ooh. Don't You Worry Child.
Don't You Worry Child or Where You Are.
John Summit.
John Summit.
John Summit, yes.
Don't You Worry Child.
Okay, now it's difficult.
No, don't do it.
No. Don't You Worry Child or Save the World.
Ooh, Save the World.
Ooh,
Oh, the-
unexpected.
Mhm.
Also for me, it's unexpected.
Why you choose Save the
Oh,
World?
for me,
More memories, maybe.
I was gonna say honestly, I have more memories. I just have like a good feeling behind the song.
When they released it in 2011.
I mean, it's been around. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like an iconic song. It's been around since then.
Okay.
Because personally, Don't You Worry Child is my core memory of 2012. So maybe Save the World is more underground. It wasn't really that popular here in Italy.
In Italy, they don't know what is Save the World.
Really?
The least
No.
minimum is really Don't You Worry Child.
Wow.
From Swedish, yeah.
Everyone here, if you know music, you know these songs, which is crazy that people
And
like,
in Italy,
that they don't know.
in Italy, they don't know who are Swedish House Mafia.
No, they know more like Martin Garrix, David Guetta, but Swedish.
They know more Axwell and Ingrosso.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I
Maybe
don't
because
know.
of social media, Spotify in 2015, 17, for more
Yes.
than you know. I don't know
Everyone-
why actually, but yeah, they are more known as the duo.
So Swedish House Mafia here, if you said Swedish House Mafia, everyone would know.
Yeah.
So last year when Swedish House Mafia came to New York, incredible, by the way, but everybody went. Even my friends who aren't in music, they don't like the electronic music. They were there. They went because Swedish House Mafia is so iconic. So I think that's very different. I feel like everybody here knows them.
But is it true that the tickets are more expensive?
Like thousands,
I saw $1,000. Is it
For-
also more.
For Swedish House Mafia
yes?
Yeah,
in New York?
Yes, not the second.
not only in New York.
In the first date. I
Yeah,
don't know the name
Arthur
of the,
Ashe. Arthur
In
Ashe.
the US anyway.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah, in the tennis stadium. That was the show that I was at. And then the next day they played under the K Bridge
Yes.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to the first night.
Epic.
It was epic.
Absolute cinema.
It was the cinema. Cinema.
There are still songs. in
Yes,
the
yes.
game.
Save the world or clarity.
Save the world.
Now it's different. Okay, save the world or wake me up.
Save the world.
Save the world or carry you.
Carry you. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That. Yeah. Especially, third party still in my brain.
Carry you or in my mind.
Oh, in my mind. Yeah.
That's also my favorite. Yeah.
It's so good. A cinema.
Yeah.
Incredible. That's
Okay.
one of my favorite. Anytime that comes on, it gets me
In my mind or levels?
in my mind.
But
Yeah.
this
I know.
is
Last one.
important for
I
me.
know. Can I take a guess?
In my mind or calling?
Calling.
I love you. I love you. Beth. I love you. I love you.
I knew.
You are the best. You are the best.
I knew I could not be your friend if I did not answer calling.
Yes,
That was the
exactly.
only answer. It's a great song. It is an amazing song. And I can't wait for Creamfields.
I don't know what will be my reaction. I don't know.
I'm excited to see your
No.
reaction.
I've goosebumps. I already goosebumps. Do you want to add anything?
Well, this has been awesome. And I'll be over abroad for Creamfields, which I'm super pumped about. That's going to be awesome.
Trust me, you are not ready. No, you are not ready for Creamfields
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not ready for
because
Creamfields.
I turn off my mind and
Yeah.
Be crazy.
No.
I've seen the videos. It's been, you guys are crazy. If there's one thing that I want to do this year, it's listen to music with the Italians. That's on my bucket list.
Watch out. You have to be
You guys are
there
crazy.
here.
But I'm also
Absolutely.
crazy. So
Okay.
yeah.
Let's find out. I think that's it.
That's it. We are in the end of this episode. So thanks again to Beth.
Thank you so much to be
Guys,
here.
Thank you. This was so fun. You guys are awesome.
That's actually
You too.
Arrivederci.
really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao, grazie. Mwah.
Ciao.
Bye.
And that's it.
Okay.
Bye.
Awesome. Bye, guys.